It's a sound that split 15 years of my life clean in half. No divorce papers needed. Just leave, she said, brushing her hair behind her ear like I was a guest overstaying my welcome. Behind her, a stranger, tall, smug and shirtless, carried boxes into our living room. My living room. The same one I spent years paying for, renovating, filling with little pieces of a future she swore she wanted with me. I remember setting my coffee down on the counter. No anger, no shouting, just stillness. Stillness has always been my strength. I nodded once, the kind of nod that says, "You'll regret that laugh." Then I went upstairs, opened my closet and began to pack. 15 years. 15 years of building a life around a woman who apparently was never really mine. We met in college. She was light, reckless, wild. I was quiet, deliberate, the kind of man people underestimate until they realize they shouldn't have. She said my calm made her feel safe. I thought her chaos made me feel alive. We built everything together, the house, the savings, the plans. She handled the people. I handled the systems. She didn't know how deep my systems ran. You see, when you work for the government, you learn to hide in plain sight. People think FBI work is gunfights and chase scenes. It's not. It's patience, observation, the art of listening to what isn't said. And my wife, my beautiful liar, had been saying nothing for months. It started with her laughter. Different, distant. She started locking her phone, taking calls outside, and sleeping with her back turned to me. The first time I saw his car outside our house, I didn't confront her. I watched, logged the plate, ran it quietly through the system. Name Ethan Cross. 2 DUIs, a bankruptcy, and a record for investment fraud. Her type, apparently. That night, she kissed me goodnight and whispered, "You've gotten distant lately." I almost smiled. I spent the next 2 weeks doing what I do best. Investigating, tracing her payments, pulling deleted messages, syncing her cloud. When you share a network, access is simple. When you've spent your life tracking criminals, betrayal is just another case file. By the time she told me to just leave, I already had everything I needed. I left quietly that night, checked into a small motel 3 towns over, used a fake name, one of my old covers. While she was busy redecorating our house with her new lover, I was redecorating her life file. The first move was subtle. Freezing joint accounts under fraud suspicion, then a transfer of property ownership back to my name. I'd anticipated betrayal once before, prenup, trust transfers, offshore diversions. She laughed at me back then for being too paranoid. Now she'd understand. Then came his turn. Ethan Cross. I sent an anonymous tip to the Bureau's Financial Crimes Division. A new lead on an old case. Attached, verified wire transfers, shell account numbers, and incriminating evidence. All genuine. All from him. Courtesy of the man whose boring husband she discarded. She'd unknowingly given him access to everything in my name, my accounts, my systems, my tools. That was his final mistake. The call came at 6:42 a.m. the next morning. I was sitting in my car, parked a few blocks away from the house, sipping coffee and watching through the rain-streaked windshield. She stepped outside in her robe, holding her phone, face pale. The FBI van turned into the street, black and unmarked. 2 agents stepped out. They didn't even look at her. They went straight for him. "Ethan Cross, you're under arrest for financial fraud, wire transfers, and identity theft." She froze, stumbled toward them. There must be a mistake. But there wasn't. She'd helped him move the evidence into our house. She'd used my network, my Wi-Fi, my cloud, everything in my jurisdiction. When they walked him out in cuffs, I saw her reach for him, crying, "Ethan, say something." He didn't. He looked at her like she was poison. They took him away and she just stood there shaking, realizing her whole world had collapsed before breakfast. Later that day she called me 17 times. Then texts, then emails. "Please, I didn't know. They're saying I'm involved." They froze everything. I didn't respond, but I did watch. As the investigation deepened, her accounts were flagged. Her name surfaced in the reports. She'd aided and abetted without even knowing it. A technical crime, but a crime nonetheless. The media picked it up. Her job suspended her. Her friends vanished. She sold the house, my house, to pay legal fees. She moved into a small apartment. And then one evening she finally sent one last message. "Why are you doing this to me?" I typed slowly, deliberately, "No divorce papers needed. Just leave." Then I blocked her number. I suppose people would call it revenge, but it wasn't about vengeance. Not really. It was about truth. Truth has a way of resurfacing, no matter how deep you try to bury it. I'd spent my life chasing liars. I just never thought I'd sleep beside one. Some nights I think about her laughter, that sharp, careless sound when she told me to go, and I wonder if she remembers the look on my face when I did. Because beneath that calm, I'd already decided how her story would end. Now, when people ask if I ever loved her, I say yes. Enough to destroy the version of her that thought she could ruin me. She took my heart. I took her safety. And between the two, I think I came out ahead. You never really know who someone is until you've broken them, or until they've broken you. She met both versions of me. Only one walked away.